Hey, my river. It's just you and me tonight. Snuggle in, get comfortable. Again, this is A Wizard of Earthsea, Chapter 5, Part 5. The last sentence, spoken by the Dragon of Pendor. Would you not like to come ashore and look at it, little wizard? It's worth looking at. No, dragon. The kinship of dragons is with wind and fire, and do not fight willingly over the sea. That had been Jed's advantage so far, and he kept it. But the strip of seawater between him and the great gray talons did not seem much of an advantage anymore. It was hard not to look into the green, watching eyes. You are very young, wizard, the dragon said. I did not know men came so young into their power. He spoke, as did Jed, in the old speech, for that is the tongue of dragons still. Although the use of the old speech binds a man to truth, this is not so with dragons. It is their own language, and they can lie in it, twisting true words to false ends, catching the unwary hearer in a maze of mirror words, each of which reflects the truth and none of which leads anywhere. So Jed had been warned often, and when the dragon spoke, he listened with an untrustful ear, all his doubts ready. But the words seemed plain and clear. Is it to ask my help that you have come here, little wizard? No, dragon. Yet I could help you. You will need help soon against that which hunts you in the dark. Jed stood dumb. What is it that hunts you? Name it to me. If I could name it, Jed stopped himself. Yellow smoke curled above the dragon's long head from the nostrils that were two round pits of fire. If you could name it, you could master it, maybe, little wizard. Maybe I could tell you its name when I see it close by, and it will come close if you wait about my isle. It will come wherever you come. If you do not want it to come close, you must run and keep running from it, and yet it will follow you. Would you like to know its name? Jed stood silent again. How the dragon knew of the shadow he had loosed, he could not guess, nor how it might know the shadow's name. The archmage had said that the shadow had no name. Yet dragons have their own wisdom, and they're an older race than man. Few men can guess what a dragon knows and how he knows it, and those few are the dragon lords. To Jed, only one thing was sure, that though the dragon might well be speaking truth, though he might indeed be able to help tell Jed the nature and name of the shadow thing, and so give him power over it, even so, even if he spoke the truth, he did so wholly for his own ends. It is very seldom, the young man said at last, that dragons ask to do men favors. But it is very common, said the dragon, for cats to play with mice before they kill them. But I did not come here to play, or to be played with. I came to strike a bargain with you. Like a sword in sharpness, but 5 times the length of any sword, the point of the dragon's tail arched up scorpion-wise over his mailed back, above the tower. Dryly he spoke. I strike no bargains. I take. What have you to offer that I cannot take from you when I like? Safety. Your safety. Swear that you will never fly eastward of Pendor, and I will swear to leave you unharmed. A grating sound came from the dragon's throat, like a noise of an avalanche far off, stones falling among mountains. Fire danced along his three-forked tongue. He raised himself up higher, looming over the ruins. You offer me safety? You threaten me? With what? With your name, Yevod. Jed's voice shook as he spoke the name, yet he spoke it clear and loud. At the sound of it, the old dragon held still, utterly still. A minute went by, and another, and then Jed, standing there in his rocking chip of a boat, smiled. He had staked this venture and his life on a guess, drawn from old histories of dragon lore learned on Roke, a guess that this dragon of Pendor was the same that had spoiled the west of Osgil in the days of Alfarin and Mored, and had been driven from Osgil by the wizard Elt, wise in names. The guess had held. We are matched, Yevod. You have the strength, I have your name. Will you bargain? Still, the dragon made no reply. Many years had the dragon sprawled on the island where golden breastplates and emeralds lay scattered among dust and bricks and bones. He had watched his black lizard brood play among the crumbling houses and try their wings from the cliffs. He had slept long in the sun, unawakened by voice or sail. He had grown old. It was hard now to stir, to face this mage lad, this frail enemy, at the sight of whose staff Yevod, the old dragon, winced. You may choose 9 stones from my hoard, he said at last, his voice hissing and whining in his long jaws. The best. Take your choice, then go. I do not want your stones, Yevod. Where has men's greed gone? Men loved bright stones in the old days in the north. I know what it is you want, wizard. I, too, can offer you safety, for I know what can save you. I know what alone can save you. There is a horror follows you, boy. I will tell you its name. Jed's heart leapt in him, and he clutched his staff, standing as still as the dragon stood. He fought a moment with sudden, startling hope. It was not his own life that he bargained for. One mastery, and only one, could he hold over the dragon. He set hope aside and did what he must do. That is not what I ask for, Yevod. When he spoke the dragon's name, it was as if he held the huge being on a fine, thin leash, tightening it on its throat. He could feel the ancient malice and experience of men in the dragon's gaze that rested on him, and he could see the steel talons, each as long as a man's forearm, and the stone-hard hide, and the withering fire that lurked in the dragon's throat. And yet always the leash tightened. He spoke again. Yevod, swear by your name that you and your sons will never come to the archipelago. Flames broke suddenly bright and loud from the dragon's jaws, and he said, I swear it by my name. Silence lay over the isle then, and Yevod lowered his great head. When he raised it again and looked, the wizard was gone, and the sail of the boat was a white fleck on the waves eastward, heading towards the fat, bejeweled islands of the inner seas. Then, in rage, the old dragon of Pendor rose up, breaking the tower with the writhing of his body, and beating his wings that spanned the whole width of the ruined town. But his oath held him, and he did not fly, then or ever, to the archipelago. Ends chapter 5. That was good. Now, rest, my little bear, tucked in with your little peach. And now my heart goes to you, and I'll see you in our dreams. Good night.